Well, welcome back everybody to the GT series in Motorsport Manager. And wow, what a difficult season this is turning out to be. 8th, we're still gonna have to do some considerable work to get that 8th place. Mainly score a point. For whatever reason, as we've already discussed, the reliability thing doesn't seem to be happening this year. Whether it's because the GT series is less spread out with only 2 divisions, I don't know, but for whatever reason, the AI have been near bulletproof between in the first few races. So we're just going to have to keep developing the car, hope we get a lucky result somewhere along the way. I'm hoping a single points finish will be enough for us to get 8th, but we don't really know until we get to the end of the season. So we'll just keep pushing on. 10th place is our best finish so far. I don't think I've ever had a season like it, but we kick on. We've got the new gearbox that's just been finished. We've got some money in the bank, and we're only losing a tiny amount per race at the moment. And if we reach sponsor objectives, then we will make a little bit of money in a race as well. So we'll go straight ahead and build another gearbox. We'll go for acceleration, reliability, and plus 30 acceleration. I think gearboxes are going to be pretty crucial. Obviously, the engines are standard. Are the engines standard? I cannot remember. No, engines aren't. It's the rear wings. But we've already made a couple of upgrades to the engines, so we'll keep the engines, the gearboxes coming, and then we'll move on to the smaller parts until we get some more money to upgrade the engines and gearboxes once again. So this was always going to be a growing season. I just hope that we can achieve that 8th place. If we don't achieve it, it could be all over. So we've got to definitely try and improve the car where we can and take advantage of any strange races that may happen. We've got a great opportunity to tell everyone what you think about the track vote next week. Okay. I've never seen an interview about this before. I'm going to reject it though because I don't do interviews. We're much like Ferrari in that respect, without the performance, the money, or the credibility. But sorry, I just knocked my headset mic there. My throat, this always happens. My throat feels absolutely fine until I start recording, and it starts getting croaky. I don't know why. It's because I'm getting old. Probably not, because I'm not that old. Anyway, let's switch the performance and reliability to the new gearbox that we've just had built. I'll probably change that reliability to somewhere else now that we've got another gearbox coming as well. Probably to that suspension. And we need to start concentrating a bit more on performance now, because we're getting, as it's pretty clear at this point anyway, I can't get my words out today, that we're not going to make any early progress because of reliability issues. So we've lost a bit of time on what we could have pushed forward the performance from that respect. But hey, we'll do what we can. Right, so gearbox finished. I'm going to build some new brakes now. Let's just get the base level of the car up and up. That's what we're going to be doing throughout this career mode, really. Just getting the base of the car, because then of course the car next season will start even better, and just keep edging it up. I don't really want to concentrate on too much in one area. Just get the base performance of the car up, and then once we're competitive, then we can start concentrating on getting particular strengths on the car. So we've got the second new gearbox finished. I'm going to switch this performance and reliability from the engine to the new gearbox. I don't think it's going to be ready for next time, either of them. But at least we can get it ticking over. So you got one of those pointless votes coming up of the additional of a different track. Okay, so it's not actually replacing a track this time. It's just putting a brand new race in at Yokohama. I'm all for that, to be honest. Longer seasons means more sponsorship money. More chances to get points and more chances to develop the car, so I'm for that. This It's just a family business that own these 3 teams. To be fair, there's such a lack of portraits in this that so many of them look the same. All the women look identical, just with different hair. It's weird. Anyway, I'm going to go 2 because I would like an extra race on the season. I think it'd be useful. It just gives us more time to develop that car without the strain of having to meet the objective at the end. Just gives us a little bit more time to work it out. Knowing my luck, next season we'll lose the position that we were aiming for in the very last race that shouldn't have been there. But if we hadn't gone 2, we wouldn't have passed it. So it has passed. There will be an extra race on the calendar from next year at Yokohama. Track A. Okay, good news. Right, let's continue on. Getting close to Munich now. Again, we're not expecting huge changes for the next race. Let's get some more brakes being made. Deceleration. I don't want the red zone. We've got plenty of time to increase reliability, so we'll go for the best part we can possibly get. And then that will probably be the end until we see how we do in the next race in terms of developing parts. So I'm going to switch this reliability over to these brakes. But we'll keep performances where they are, I think. Actually, I think we'll take that suspension off, because the suspension in the next 2 parts we're going to get, so we don't need to increase them too much. And then I think we are good until Munich, where hopefully I can get my throat cleared in practice. It's very difficult once you start recording an episode, just to say cut and wait till your throat clears up. It's a very strange thing. I don't really think you're interested in knowing. Right, getting chastised again for spending too much money. Look, Thomas, if you tell me the difference between a carburettor and a piston rod, then I will allow you to do my job for me. Until then, stay out of the money business, okay? Right, we are ready then. We'll go 10th or above with Nippon. It's again very optimistic that we'll finish 10th or above, but we've got to try. And I don't know that we'll be able to put any of those gearboxes on. They are a lot better, but the reliability is still a bit of an issue for me. So I'll wait one more race, and then we'll get those 2 gearboxes fitted for next time. And then hopefully we'll have the 2 new brakes ready for next time as well. So I'm going to get practice done, and I shall be back with you for qualifying. Okay, we're underway in qualifying. My throat is hopefully all cleared. And it was a bit of a messy first half of the episode there. So let's get straight into qualifying. 95% on both cars. So hopefully they should be able to do a half-decent job. Not the best practice in the world. We really need longer practice sessions. I'll keep banging on about it until they blooming put it in the game. I know you can get longer sessions than 12 minutes, but we need really long sessions just to tweak it, just to get the information. I mean, what kind of race series is going to have a 12-minute practice session? What are you going to learn there? Yeah, the wheels are attached, the brakes work. Great, let's go race it. I mean, come on. Not getting agitated at all here. Just open those kind of things up to modding. Same with like race distance and like the rule sets and stuff. Although I think the rule sets can already be modded. Anyway, let's put those, make bygones be bygones as Vossi crosses the line to do a 38.9. Tang does a 39.2 then. So 3 attempts between our 2 drivers after the first stint. It's a very long lap here, so we're probably going to have to go straight back out if we want to do a second run. Again, we're aiming just not to be last. If one of our 2 drivers has a great lap, then we may be able to get through Q1, but it's unlikely. And as expected, our 2 drivers are promptly propping. Why can't I say anything today? Come on. Promptly propping up the rear of the timesheets. There you go. To be fair, that was a bit of a tongue twister. Right, we'll get both of them back out straight away for a second run. I don't think many of the AI are going to get out for a second run, so hopefully it means we can take advantage of the track gripping up a little bit and we can find a little bit of time. But let's be honest, we need to find a bunch of time to if we're going to get into Q2. And if we're even going to move off the back of the field, we need to find a couple of attempts. But never count it out. As I say, the track will be a little bit grippier. Track evolution does make a big difference. So we'll see what they can do. I think the main thing I'm keeping an eye on in qualifying now is really the difference between the two drivers. And it's a perfect example this weekend with both drivers with an identical setup. To see which one comes out on top. But Vossi is going to cross the line now. And he does exactly the same time. Tango's 3/10 slower. I had to double take that. I think Vosu just did an identical time second time round. I mean, he's nothing but consistent, I guess. But yeah, as expected, we're at the back of the field. Look, we're going to have to get a bit of luck in a race if we're going to get anywhere near the points, or even the top 10. Top 10 is what we're aiming for because it puts some money in the bank so that we can get some new parts. So hopefully we can take advantage of a good strategy in the race and get into the top 10. But I'm going to fast forward now through Q2 and Q3, and then I will join you for the race. Okay, we're ready to go for the race then. There's a little bit of rain in Q2, so an outside chance we might get a couple of showers in the race. It would be a hell of a bit of a good luck if we did, but let's be honest, it's pretty unlikely. We really need to change the mechanic on Vossi's car because the bonuses just are useless. So we're going to go for soft and race trim on both cars. Of course, we're fueled until the end. So we're looking at 10 to 12 laps and 15 to 17. So potentially a one stop. It's looking like a two though. We're going to split the cars again though. We'll put Vosu on the soft tyres. We could do just a one stop on the mediums pretty easily actually. So we might do that on Tang's car. If we start him on the medium tyres and then we've got the options to just do a one stop. But they're going to struggle quite a bit, I would imagine, towards the end of those stints in terms of raw pace, if there are people coming back through on the soft tyres. But we've got to give it a go. We've got to try anything we can at this point, because it's going to take an awful lot for us to do any better than we've done already this season. So we're underway. Vosu makes a good start. That is in comparison to the cars around him. A lot of people outside the top 10 are starting on the mediums. So hopefully Vosu can make some early headway. Because if he gets bogged down in these medium runners, then he's going to use up all the grip in those soft tyres and is going to struggle towards the end of the race. In terms of Tang, where we'd expect, right at the back of the field. And you can see he's already dropped a second on Farah ahead, and that's just the pure deficit our car has. You know, Tang's running with people on the mediums, and he can't keep up. Vosu can just about race with them, and Vosu's on soft tyres. It's embarrassing, really, isn't it? I don't know what we got to do in this series. I really don't. We've developed the car all season long, pretty much, and it's just made no impact whatsoever. I guess we're still trying to catch up from where the series started. Now into the third season and we're still nowhere near on raw pace. It's such a shame. It really is. Right, we're going to use a little bit of Vosu's charge down the straight and just see if we can get him past some of these medium tyre runners. Silveria is the last one apart from Pernette. Vosu is actually on the back of Pernette now. So we'll see if he can make his way past. Because he needs to gap these guys on mediums if he's got any kind of pace and any chance of getting in that top 10. Tang is struggling badly. Look, okay. We've been blessed in the single-seater playthrough. We've done a lot better than we really should have ever have done in a lot of those races. And I think we just got to take the pain in the GT series. We've got to race for every position. Let's not forget there are teams that turn up in Formula 1 in different levels of motorsport every weekend throughout season, knowing they're going to be at the back, or knowing that having a good result is near on impossible. We've just got to get used to getting into that mindset and racing for every position. Progress is going to be slow. So we've got to take it one grid position at a time. Oh, come on, Vosu, get past him. No, I'm not going to get salty. Must not get salty. Right, Vosu. Use that little 3% just to make sure he gets ahead. And he's passed most of the medium tyre runners. Just Mickelson ahead now is another one that's dropped back through the field. In terms of tyre life, it looks like they're going to be able to do at least 10 laps on the softs. Mediums, at first glance, don't look like they're going to be able to go. I haven't turned the engine and the tyres down. You see, I've stopped caring. I've given up caring. But maybe that has helped Vosu get through. I was going to say Tang's mediums aren't doing very well in terms of tyre life, but that may well have been because we'd overheated them. Or been pushing for so long. It's Vosu's. Sorry, Vos. I'm just going to give up today. I can't string a coherent sentence together. It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen. A long week. I do this as a hobby, and it's sometimes you're not in the right frame of mind. And today is one of those days. Let's try that again, shall we? Yeah. Tang, we were pushing pretty hard, and that may be why his tyres didn't last too long, but they are in the working range in terms of temperature. Vosu's we have overheated. Again, just not much difference between the soft and mediums, surprisingly. It's got to be because we pushed, because there are cars here that have got a lot more life left in their tyres. But then, let's not forget there are things in the chassis at the beginning of the season that will really help with tyre life. So, I can't remember what we did with the car. We did go for improvability mostly, but there may well have been some subsection of it that has meant that we're going to suffer bad tyre wear throughout this season. I don't know. But we're getting close to the first stops then. Hopefully Vosu can do another couple of laps. I don't know what you guys think of when you shut your tyres off and decide it's time to pit. I generally go around the 20% mark. Anything past that and you risk some of the lap being on pretty much, you know, the canvas of the tyre, and then you really do see a huge drop in pace. So maybe just do one more after this. I don't think it's yeah, we'll get back past him, boy. There you go, lovely job. I don't think we're going to be able to do a one stop with Vosu, so we'll probably do a two, and we may as well keep soft tyres on for the whole race, because if it's going to be 3 stops, we need to be quick, and 3 sets of soft tyres should do that distance, no problem at all. So we'll bring him in this next time around. Tang has moved up a few positions, but that's due to people pitting. So he's got a lot of boost left. We'll maybe use it down out of the last corner and down the main straight, just to try and catch up these guys ahead. But he's really not going to be able to go too much deeper into this race. And I don't think he's going to be able to one stop either. You know what, I'm going... Oh, we can't. We're pitting. We're pitting Vosu on this lap. I was going to say, let's just get him in. Because we're going to have to do 19 laps on a set of mediums. I really just don't think that's possible. Good stop from Vosu. He's back out, no problems. So we may as well go two stints on the soft tyres. And just go aggressive at this point. He's really not going to be able to take those mediums too much further. Especially not to the point where we can do a one stop. So, and if we do, we would be so slow at the end. So let's get the soft tyres on. And let's push a little bit when we come back out of the pits. We'll do that with Vosu now. We'll just use a little bit of fuel, a little bit of tyre life, just to try and get an undercut on some people. Vosu definitely having a better race than Tang, which should be demonstrated at the end of this lap. You can see Vosu coming around the final corner now. Oh, there's a mistake on Tang's car. Oh, 7.9 seconds. They're never just small mistakes, are they? It's never like, oh, you lost half a second, you know, the wheel didn't quite go on properly. It's no, you lost 8 seconds. The wheel, the pit guy lost the wheel and he was chasing it down the pit lane. Had to go and grab it and put it back on. The wheel jack failed and they had to use their hands. Everybody had to come off the pit wall and lift the car up. You know, it's a pretty catastrophic error if it's cost you 8 seconds. To be fair, GT pit stops are generally a lot longer, but they don't seem to be in this game. They're very quick indeed. I presume we've got people on every tyre, rather than just the sort of two-man pit teams that they have in most GT series, where they have to do 2 tyres each per team. Okay, Vosu a long way away at the moment. Tyres are starting to overheat a little bit, so that's probably enough of pushing. Vosu is on the back of these guys though. I'm just going to use a little bit of boost as people are coming out of the pits. Might make the difference between one place and another. It hasn't, but hey, we'll do the same with Tang. Tang's actually beaten someone out of the pits. Good job, Tang. We'll take your money, but do try and race someone every now and then. And how are we looking? 1, 2, 3, 4 cars still to pit. I think only one of them, Channon, is in range of Vosu. Oh, whoa! Big mistake. Big mistake from Vosu, and we actually caught it for a change. He's locked up, gone straight on into the barrier, and that is the end of his race. That's a bad mistake there. Do we switch strategies with Tang? You know what? I think we do. I think we put a set of mediums on. Try and take them till the end. Because the field will be bunched up. And then if anyone else takes a pit stop late in the race, we'll have a pit stop on them. We'll be slow towards the end, but we've got to try something now with Vosu out. Absolutely got to try something. Any point in making some repairs while we're under the safety car? No, we should be okay. That was a big mistake from Vosu. He's just locked up straight off. He wasn't even pushing. Well, it happens. I would have expected it from Tang, not from Vosu. Let's be honest though, Vosu's not exactly the best driver in the world, is he? Let's go low and back up. Just get some fuel back up. Wish I could switch these screens now that Vosu's crashed out, because I still can't. And say my recording thing has a little recording thing right over the aggregate fuel. I think it says minus 0.5. I don't know. It's a complete guess, unfortunately. Right, so this is the strategy. We put the mediums on, we try and take them to the end. And then I'm pretty sure some of these midfield guys, especially the guys on the softs, are going to have to stop again. So, yeah, hopefully that strategy works. We need to actually go to neutral because those tyres have just dropped off in temperature completely. I don't know why people back off on the tyres. Because surely they've got to do the same thing as us. And just lose all temperature. Although occasionally when you're behind the safety car, they'll overheat no matter what you do. And if anybody's watched a race with a safety car, that does not happen. Does not happen. Right, we should hopefully... Oh, if we didn't catch the back of the pack, I'd be livid. But we're going to be okay. We will join the back of the pack. And then it's just about tyre management, really. I think I'm just going to keep an eye on the tyre temperatures for the rest of the race. We'll go back to medium on fuel. Just try and keep them in that working range the whole time, and then hopefully we'll get the maximum distance out of them. I'm pretty confident they'll last till the end of the race, but we'll be very slow at the end of it, is the presumption. So let's push a little bit and try and get those tyre temperatures back up, because obviously when they're too cold, then they're also going to suffer from extra wear. Go to attack. maybe to get those up as soon as possible. Team orders used from Scanstrom. So let Salotto pass Taylor. Not something I'd ever use, I don't think. Maybe if one car was fighting for a championship and the other one was out of it. Or there was a very clear number 1 and 2. Possibly, but generally we're going to want to let our drivers race. It's part of the sport, isn't it? And we all love to see a good teammate collision. Got to do something to get our sponsorship on TV. Get our cars on TV for the sponsors. Because we're not going to be getting much this season. Although we would have got a nice one from Vosu. Sorry, I mean that's what we asked. That's what we asked Vosu to crash, just to get some TV time. Sponsor objective achieved. Tick. Right, tyres finally starting to come up into the working zone. Really worried about the level of wear though. Really worried. I'm not entirely confident that these are going to see the end of the race. Yeah, so we're really going to struggle. Yeah. Just about holding on to the back of the pack though. So it might work if enough cars pit. So we may as well stay out there and see if we can gain anything from it. We really don't have much to manage, so let's just go up to free speed and get this underway, shall we? There's only so much chitty chat I can do. So everybody's staying bunched up, which is good news for us. Because it's going to take a good 20 seconds to make a pit stop. So even if they go on to quicker tyres, hopefully they shouldn't catch us up before the flag. And to be honest, at this point, as we've mentioned, we have nothing to lose. We really do not. And it's a pretty bad weekend for Rossi. I think it was the single seats playthrough. There was a discussion about parts and the weight stripping and stuff, about how those parts are magically back at 100%. I would love a system where you had to make repairs or, you know, put new parts on the car, because, like for this instant, massive crash, engine and gearbox are ruined, brakes are ruined. How are they just going to be magically on the car for the next race? You know, you've got to have some kind of penalty if there's an accident or a part gives way. You can't just magically have one for the next race. Right, let's go back to neutral. Just drop that tyre temperature down a little bit. So we're on lap 23, 40% on the left. And there are those pit stops that we were expecting then. So we've gained up to 14th. Partanan was the first of those cars to pit. And Partanan has now passed us. Cars behind, about between 10 and 20 seconds behind. Fernley, a very bad pit stop. Nearly 40 seconds, so he's put himself out of contention completely. And we're now up to 12 then with those extra few stops. Can we make it to the flag? I don't think we can. I don't think we've got enough tyre life left. And we've got some brake problems. Oh, they'll be fine. Stop whining. So about 5 seconds back to Okamoto. About 3 seconds now. And about 6-7 seconds to the chasing pack. So it's going to be close. I think our tyres are going to fall off the cliff though. Yeah, almost certainly. I think we've got to come in. I think we have to. What are we going to gain though? We're not going to gain anything. We may as well try it. We may as well try it at this point. 4 laps to go. I don't think anyone else is going to pit ahead of us. That's the problem. 20 seconds. We might jump a couple of those cars. Would we have enough pace? Well, this is really tricky. Screw it, let's fight. Let's fight, boy. Come on, tank. Let's do this. I think we've got plus 0.96 of fuel, so we'll go to high mode as well. We're currently in the top 10, incredibly. But we're really going to struggle to stay there. And I think what we're going to see is on the next lap round, we are just going to fall straight to the back of the field as our tyres just disintegrate. 6%, and we've still got 2 laps to go. Well, this will be a real test of the tyre wear, won't it? What happens when we reach 0? How quickly will we drop off the pace? So that's 10th. We're now down to 0%, down to nothing. And we are just falling back. That's 12th, that's 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. And we haven't even finished the last lap yet. 17th. We're going to be last. We are going to be last. 8 seconds down in a single sector. Just nothing left. Yeah, we should have pitted early then. We thought we'd give it a go. The maximum life was 15, so I guess it was always going to be against us. I was hoping we could manage it a bit better. But our car just doesn't seem to look after its tyres at all. We really have nothing going for it. We have no pace. And we don't even have good tyre wear or good reliability. Hume wins the race with his neck in a brace. Very brave of him. And that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoy watching someone truly struggle to get to grips with how difficult this is on a weekly basis, because that's as the lowest of the low, 19th and 20th. I don't think the chairman's going to be too happy with us after that one, and we may have even dropped to 10th place. Hopefully none of our rivals have scored points. No. So up to 6th is still pointless. We do drop to 10th. So it could well be results based, you know. Unless there's a crazy race. It may be a count back on the best results. So we kind of sacrifice. Obviously Vossi crashed off. We kind of sacrificed Tang there. Just to try the strategy. But I think we need to be a bit smarter from now on. I think we need to really try and fight for every position, because I don't think points are going to settle it. I think possibly even 4 or 5 teams aren't going to score points this season. So every position is going to count. So at the beginning of that session, I was moaning about, you know, how you get the motivation to fight. I think that's what we've got to keep telling ourselves. It's not points that's going to decide this for us as to whether we get 8th. It's going to be positions. It's going to be count back on race results. So we really, really need to try and start fighting for every position. Just stop being gung-ho with the strategies and stuff. Hopefully that won't happen again with Vossi, because crashing out we have no control of. But yeah, just keep the help and advice, just encouragement at this point. Just pure willing me to continue with this. Because if this series keeps going to the point that we win this championship, it'll be the greatest single moment of my life. Almost. Maybe until I have a kid. But as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to hit that like button if you did. If you've enjoyed Motorsport Manager content or F1 content and you're not already, do subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world. Yeah, just go check out some other videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again next time.